Inshallah and Ashe, divine wills, blessings to you and for you. We are having a fantastic Friday. Like in the in between, we've got the summer solstice and we've also got a fantastic full moon. It's kind of a bookend full moon, one now at the 1st degree and then another one to glimmer us later at the 29th degree. You cannot make this shift up. We are in it. And as a side note, while I was sitting here waiting for my wonderful gift and purpose, my intro to end, I pulled a card. And yes, I'm doing gift and purpose once again, August 10th. It's a Saturday at 1 p.m. if you're interested in diving deeper into your gift, your purpose, your magic, your medicine, along with numerology, the elementals, the celestial bodies, and so much more. I'm changing it up a little bit. I work with the elementals predominantly. If you've watched my show, 4 pillars, Chinese medicine, that's kind of my background on top of the chakras due to my near-death experience. And of course, my girl Cindy Dell, who just put words to what I was seeing basically. But you can't see the card I pulled, but I'll do it this way. I pulled the Singer of Courage, which is number 8. So sometimes, our feelings, we need to feel courageous in life and what we're doing. So I feel like we're calling in this Singer, particularly with the full moon in Capricorn, which is actually related to number 8. That's why I brought that up. And also, sometimes it takes courage to do and feel into what our heart truly loves so we can shine our essence even brighter. So with that, we are doing mini Cowry shell divinations today, as always. I just wanted to talk about the moon. Plus, oh my goddess, if you haven't checked out my musing moon meditation for the strawberry full moon for Capricorn, that is up on my YouTube show. You can actually just go right into the meditation if your heart feels, if your soul is driving you there, or listen to the whole thing. The magic and the medicine and the whispering of the sounds. Pretty fantastic, I'll say that. And if you would like a mini divination, you know the rules. You need to comment in the show notes. I do need your year of birth. Month, possibly. I like to look at the month as well for different elemental reasons. I kind of dive deeper into that on my one-on-one sessions. And as a disclaimer, I do hold back if I see things. However, if you don't want me to hold back, just tell me. Because sometimes we do need that wake-up call. So I can either say that on the air or hold that to myself and recommend that you schedule a private session. I will say that. So opportunities are always there. So is everybody getting ready for this full moon? Are you feeling the fantasticness of it? I am still on the cusp of my birthday. My new year started this week. Actually, and I find New Year's, actually, you can feel the energy of your birthday. Kind of the energies, it starts wavering usually around 3 months at least, if not just 1 month before your born day. I believe that's when our new year actually begins. So just saying that out loud. And I will say my Spill the Tea today was fantastic. If you missed out on that, it is in the Shamanic Healing Academy. You could always grab the replay there for my mystic musers that gravitate to my village and what I'm all about, my story. But yeah, it was great. We talked about the moon phases and moving forward through the moon and some rituals to do, some essential oils and journal prompts and whatnot. Super amazing. So gratitude and blessings to those of you that joined me live there through Zoom or even through the Academy. 2 different streaming events I do every month. Spill the Tea is always the 3rd Friday of each month, in case you were wondering. And all you got to do to participate is subscribe to my Musing newsletter, and you get a notification in your inbox when that event happens. So with that, who is ready for a mini divination? All you got to do is comment your birth year in the show notes. That's kind of my gravitational pull. But just know that we're in the moon. I feel as far as a ritual for this particular moon is it's about really going to the mountain, which I associate with Capricorn, getting to the top of the mountain and also having a panoramic view. And if you can sit by moving water or ocean water, any kind of water, bubbling spring would actually be the best. That's associated with Cancer season. It's a bubbling spring, it's birthing of something new. It's a cardinal sign. They're both cardinal signs. So yeah, one's like the mountain. You've arrived at the top. You're matured, and the emotional field is also maturing. So hopefully the triggers are less than. So yeah, I'm going to move over and put the shells where I'm sitting here. For those of you tuning in on this Friday afternoon, it's 10 after. So we'll just switch that up. Let me see here. Let's go there. There is the shells. And then where am I? Give me a minute. There I is. So yes, all you got to do is, again, comment in the show notes. And don't be shy if you're nervous. Just schedule a one-on-one. I'm happy to do like a mini session. I do have opportunities for that if there's something on the tip of your tongue, something you're going through. What you may find is there are other people that have the same challenges, I'll say, on their tip of their tongue, and it usually takes one person to open up the door for other people to voice. But either way, we'll move the shells for you. And how's your week been? We had a thunderstorm. I'm not even kidding you. I called in the rain for Idaho, the Idaho farmers. I think there's some ritual to be done about that, calling in the spirit of water from the clouds to water those crops, the earth. Sometimes you have to go otherworldly for this physical world. I'm just saying that out loud because it's a true thing. So there is that. Okay, I feel like the glimmer is on. So as I'm waiting for people to hop on and not be shy, sometimes that happens, which is, you know, sometimes being vulnerable. I just noticed my Fantastic Friday is behind my screen there. Hey, I'm getting better at this. I still haven't figured out how to go live in my group, so my apologies for that. Yeah, every time I feel like I figure out something shifts. So it's always, everything's always a new algorithm, right? The algorithm changes every hour, if not every second. Oh my gosh. So this little being, actually, I really resonate with. I feel like it is me in the other world. So yeah, this is great. I feel like I'm like right on my purpose. She's a necromancer. She's of the other world. Obviously, she's a fae. She's a fairy. She is like different than a fairy godmother is kind of how I see her. She's always paying attention and acting on her feelings and her intuition. In this case, it's literally feeling into what you feel and your intuition before you commit to an action to take. That's kind of what's resonating there. I'm just going to put her aside. I really like that message. Who's going camping this weekend? Is this a camping weekend? Is this a get out in nature and get her done kind of weekend? It's kind of what it feels like, right? So yeah, comment below. Those of you streaming in, I can check it out. I know people get nervous. However, if we don't have anybody tuning in and commenting, I can just move the shells on behalf of the moon, the goddess of the night, the full moon, to see where the rivers take us. Just remember, if you want a little mini divination, all you have to do is comment. I do need your birth year and your month if you really want me to go places. I just moved them because I can. There was no intention set in there. So yeah. So that's how Cowry shell divinations work. It's an art of divination brought to the West by Elder Melodoma Somé. I'm a protege. I'm a student of his. Spirit sent me to him. I am part of the Fire Clan and his indigenous technologies, his wisdom. Part of even a fire month, a fire day. So I'm pretty fiery, in case you can't tell, with all my redness, which is why I use an elemental energetic skincare line to balance my fire energy, which also needs water. So it's all, the metaphysics work, the alternative medicines for healing. Like, I feel like that's why sound healing is kind of hitting a frequency, but there's other elementals as well besides sound that resonate for each and every one of us based on our own energetic biorhythm, which is personal to all of us, but it does take a village either way. So yeah, if you're curious and want a little mini divination, a little mini read for the weekend, or if you just want me to pull the shells and create your own magical idea, that's kind of what the Fae are saying. Time to pull out the blank slate and script your own weekend story until next Friday, along with the full moon. I kind of like that, along with Nellis. She's an alchemist, by the way. Nellis is an alchemist, so that's something that can take basically base lead, something boring, and turn it into something majestic and magic. The unseen. But yeah, we get to create our own story. We've got we have a clean slate. That's what this feels like. Okay, so are we being shy today? Nobody has a question on their mind? Oh my goddess. Okay, so this is ecstasies. This is like literally paying attention to our emotional field and flowing with our own emotions. I would suggest literally going to water after, like, I'm not even kidding. Here, look at this. You cannot make this up. So here is the alchemist, which I associate with her. This is our clean slate. Just paint our own whatever we want. And this is us doing it with feeling. Singers are from the other realm. They come in. A lot of people associate them with archangels, dakinis, divas, but their signature sound is so high of an octave, it's too much for our bodies. I feel like literally you can bring in this energy to literally eradicate debris that is not welcomed in our frequency, our bodies, like popping out debris that does not resonate with us, that really creates dis-ease, discomfort, all the bad things. But look at all the sparkles here. This kind of reminds me even of like a dragonfly, a hummingbird, something like a spirit being that is not of this dimension, seen very differently. Look how lit up it is. It might be the fairy lights that I'm actually going to do later, but this is feeling the nectar of the gods through the chalice coming in. I could have called this in earlier through my show, by the way. Just saying. I'm just going with it. So let's just put those there. And if nobody feels the need to comment, I'll just move the shells on behalf of the stars and the galaxy, the beings in the seen and the unseen. I'll affirm the Great Spirit, the oneness, my spirit, to be a conduit for the collective, the conscious collective, bringing in all the elementals, earth, water, fire, star, ether, the galaxy, and so much more. There's so much juice out there. All the beings in nature, the Wedamaze, the Contemplays. So with that, since nobody wants to pipe up, so this is basically for the full moon. I'm going to call in a ritual. Let's do a ritual. Yeah, let's do a ritual. That's what I'm feeling. I use a lot of essential oils for ritual. I use herbs. As far as I'm concerned, we're all kind of witchy. We just don't recognize our witchiness. If you're a cook, you're a witch. You're stirring a pot. You're adding herbs. You're probably saying things. You're doing some kind of concoction. You're an alchemist of some kind. If you're planting in the garden, if you're invoking things, there's different kinds of magic out there in medicine. So that's just my opinion. Take it or leave it. So, oh my gosh, we are sideways. Where do we belong in this world? What do I belong thinking? What do I belong seeing? We got to go to the water, though. Ultimately, yeah, we definitely need to go to water, which I'm not surprised. This is a water energy. Cancer is still water. It's also like a bubbling spring of water, birthing new ideas. We're kind of sideways. Maybe we're a little nervous of what we want to invoke and bring into this world. I think that happens. Bottom line is, if it resonates with your heart and your soul, predominantly your soul, then it's something that you can manifest and bring into the world. But we got to get into the flow, validate our emotions, and be our own kind of emotional authority in order for our emotions to mature. The reason I say that is it's a book-ended full moon. We have a full moon at 1 degree, but we're also going to have another full moon in Capricorn at 29 degrees. So it's a grimoire. We're in between. I feel like this entire journey through Cancer season is literally going to be some kind of an emotional portal where we learn how to really validate our inner child and our emotional feelings. Even our connection to spirit is actually going through a transformation. I think people are going to be downloading some ancient wisdom that might feel so out of this world and freaky cool that we don't know what to do with it. I'm not even kidding. So that's what I see there. We are going through a wake-up call. Both masculine, feminine, inner peace will be the prime directive for that, the inner directive into the outer world. I'm going to suggest you go sit with an old wise tree in nature and really connect with the tree, but also go into the mountains and get a different perspective so you can be seen, and the mountain will hold you, and you'll feel safe in that space. We do also, people always need to work on boundaries, myself included, energetic or otherwise. Energetically, what I find curious is my neighbor built a fence, which creates a boundary. And I'm like, I feel the boundary. Like they built the fence and it's like pushing into my house. Really funny. It's interesting how just moving different elementals in the physical also are in the subtle worlds, I'll say. So yeah, we need to get into the flow, communicate what our heart wants so we can really see ourselves, and actually feel like, get into your body and feel the emotions that you're really wanting to emote, and be devoted to what your own heart wants, changing the words you use and how you communicate to yourself. So that's kind of a lot, but I would listen to my moon meditation for sure for the Capricorn moon. My girl did a fantastic job. Just saying, she did an amazing job. I always love it when people make me look better, and then some. So that's just a little glimmer of what I see here, but definitely it's a great weekend to get out into nature, get into water, maybe some silent reverie, do some journal prompting. I talked about that in my Spill the Tea today. Different journal prompts for different moon phases based on what phase your moon was in when you were born. I feel like that's very kind of long-term kind of goal, getting in the celestial wishing tree, the nectar of emotions, really adjectives to get us into the flow. So that was kind of a lot since nobody's commenting. Yeah, I feel like we need to go prep ourselves for this full moon and recognize the harvest, see how far we've come, that we have arrived, we've climbed the mountain, and do some new initiations after the full moon, and just be grateful for how far you've come, seeing how far you've come, and just thanking all the gods and the goddesses of all the things. Whether you write them a story or however you communicate, do your spiritual practices. That's kind of what I'm feeling there. I'm going on a journey. I was going to pull another card, but I think it's time to go out on an adventure, try something new, something we've never tried before, uh, as well. That's on top of it. So if you haven't gone out in nature, you don't go sit out by a river, stream, the ocean, whatever water. There's so many different energies of water. Rain water, go dance in the rain. I called in the rain for Idaho, by the way. Um, just that's frustrating. I'm just saying we need to go out on an adventure. We already have the skills. Now we got to put the skills to the test and bring them out into the world for all the world to see. And just be mindful of what your heart wants and open up to receive something different. So, with that, if nobody wants to comment their birth year or birth month, we will close the show and make it a fantastic Friday on top of a amazing full moon in Capricorn. Just pay attention to what house this full moon is playing out in. This is actually playing out in my house of my emotional foundation. It's kind of on the in-between realm, I'll say. So, yeah. Nobody wants to join us. I will say ashe and blessings. Thanks for tuning in, but I won't forget you without leaving. Let's see, where am I? Got my mentorship. Let me get rid of myself. Here I is. There we go. Well, that was fun. Okay, here we are. So the mystic message is I feel my intuition and I value and trust the message received. So with that, I say ashe, blessings, and I'll see you, if not on the other side, through the other side of the weekend and Monday for my energetic weekly snippet. Blessings.